Welcome back to a Book for My Sister podcast, where we are just two sisters hanging out and talking about books. My name's Amelia.
And I'm Cassie.
And we have a lot of book thoughts, so thank you for joining us today, and we hope you follow along our reading journey by subscribing to our podcast and letting us know what you're reading right now, because we want to hear it. So Cassie, what are you drinking today to help you talk about these books?
I am drinking a coffee, and it has
right?
a little maple syrup and like cinnamon creamer.
Oh.
And yeah, so it's like just like a little pancake.
What is cinnamon creamer? Like you bought cinnamon creamer?
Yeah.
Or like,
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, like from the store. It's oat milk.
Is it that brand that is like has that little white container and it's kind of got a shape at the top and it's kind of short? Does that ring a bell?
I don't know. It's not that one.
Okay. Huh. I've never seen a cinnamon creamer.
It's whatever. It's the Kroger brand.
Kroger makes an oat milk cinnamon creamer?
Simple Truth.
They do?
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen that before. I'll have to go look today.
Yeah, I saw
That's
it for the
not
first
ringing any
time.
bells.
Like,
oh, maybe
last
it's new.
week. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, because my roommate Tara, she got, well, I didn't use it this morning because we have to buy some, but she got an espresso machine on Facebook Marketplace for like $20.
Oh my god. That's
And
amazing.
so-
Is
and
it
she
like a
fixed-
nice one or is it like
It's-
like mine?
I don't know. I haven't
it
tried
kinda
it yet
small?
because we have to buy some espresso. It is small. Yeah, it's definitely not one of those like $900 ones.
Well, no.
But it was probably like $80 or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Mine,
yeah.
the one that the parents got me, they got me that in 2021. And it is still kicking like it was born yesterday. So
Wow.
it works really well. You don't need to get a $900 espresso machine.
Yeah. Yeah, just get a $20 one on. I think she got it for like $5
On
actually.
Facebook Market. Make
On
sure it's
Facebook.
super clean.
She did. She cleaned it yesterday. So
The
now we
milk
have to buy
frother,
espresso.
I would definitely take that apart if it comes. Does it have a milk frother on the side?
Yes, it does.
Like a little wand? I would definitely take that apart and soak everything.
Oh.
Because
okay.
mine gets
did that.
gross. I don't even really use my milk frother anymore because I primarily just make iced coffee. But it does get gross in there.
Noted.
So you gotta clean it out. You gotta soak everything. Well, that sounds delightful. So you have a maple cinnamon coffee. What kind of
Yes,
coffee
I
is it?
do.
Like you made it.
Those
Like, do you have a
pods.
do you have an
Yeah.
espresso?
I don't, but Tara lets me use hers.
So you just use all of Tara's coffee equipment.
Yeah.
Do you make coffee that often? You don't
No, this is like once in a blue moon. So
Yeah, that's what I thought. I feel like usually.
yeah,
you
she's
don't
always like,
do
"Oh my
it.
god, use my coffee, use my Nespresso." I'm like, "Okay," and then I never do. And then this morning
Yeah.
it was early, and I was like, "Well, I don't have time to go get one. I don't want a matcha because I'm tired." So I was like, "Well, let's do
Is
it."
it decaf or is it regular?
Regular.
Oh my god, living on
I'm
the
gonna be
wild
bouncing off the walls.
I know.
On the wild side. That's me.
You have to go for a walk after this.
Now my heart's gonna beat out my chest.
Oh, okay, great.
Nah, it's okay. I deal with caffeine fine now.
Okay, well that's good.
Yeah.
That is good. I have also switched back to caffeine after being decaf for like less than a month. So
Yeah. I'll still do
It's
the
just
half
hard.
cap every once in a while. It's just
yeah,
like,
me too.
I'm tired.
Actually, I was drinking decaf for more than a month, but it's just no fun because
It's no fun.
it just doesn't taste as good.
It doesn't taste as good, and it's lame.
And it's also really expensive. Cafe Bustelo, when you just buy the little brick to refill your container, it's like $5. But then if you want to buy like a thing of regular decaf coffee, it's like $15.
Dang.
And it's like, okay, well, that's ridiculous. You know, it's not even that
is
good.
ridiculous.
But anyway. Anyway, well, that sounds delightful. You got a little pancake latte going on there.
Yeah.
Well, I have a little, so last night I made some whipped cream with my vegan whipping cream. I guess that's what it's called. Heavy cream, whipping cream. Because we had some left over, I didn't want it to go bad, and I had some chocolate pudding, so I was like, well, I'll just make some
Chocolate
whipped creams.
pudding.
Yeah, you know how we used to put whipped cream on chocolate pudding?
I love chocolate pudding.
So, I know. Well, I bought some as a treat for myself this week, and I forgot about it, and then I saw it last night, and I was like, oh my god, I have whipped cream and I have chocolate pudding. So I made some whipped cream, and so this morning, I made myself a little espresso, and I put a little chocolate sauce at the bottom, and then I brewed my espresso over it, and then I put my whipped cream on top, and I sifted a tiny little bit of cocoa powder over the whipped cream. So it's like that little, that's like, it's got a French name, that coffee with the whipped cream. I can't remember what it is.
Yeah.
But it's got some French name. But it's pretty good. I had to stir it all up because when I took a sip of it and the whipped cream was just sitting on top, it felt like I was being punched in the face by this espresso. So
wow.
I had to stir it up, which I drink a lot of coffee that people say feels like is punching them in the face because I like stronger coffee, but I couldn't do it, so I had to mix it all together. So it's got a nice little, it's all mixed together right now, and it's much better that way.
Good. I'm glad it's tasty.
Uh-huh. Well, today we are doing a Michael Crichton book battle. So Cassie's going to tell me about Andromeda Strain, and I'm going to tell Cassie about Sphere. There are going to be spoilers. We're going to tell you guys what happens in this book.
Entire plot.
The entire book. It's not going to be crazy in-depth 7 pages like, Jurassic Park. But no. But it is going to be the full thing. So you've been warned. If you don't want to read these, if you don't want to hear spoilers about these books from like the 70s and 80s, then don't maybe come back after you've read these 40-year-old books or whatever.
Yes.
So you've been warned.
Let the battle commence.
Burr, burr, burr.
And I'm going to start mine off by saying I didn't like this book, so I think in a battle of the books, this one loses.
Okay.
And like as I was writing the synopsis, I was like, oh my gosh, like the book was really good. The ending just sucks, and that ruined
Yeah,
it for
that's
me.
what one of my coworkers said when he read it. He was like, it actually was really good up until the end.
It was literally so good, and like the last 30 pages, I was like, are you kidding me?
And then I was kind of like, well, maybe I should read it just for the plot and not for the ending. And then I just didn't.
Make up your own ending.
Yeah. Stop when it gets bad and just make it up.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Andromeda Strain. The story begins when a U.S. military satellite crashes near the tiny town of Piedmont, Arizona. A team of 2 soldiers are sent to go recover the satellite, but they are met with something terrifying. Almost everyone in the town is dead, and it looks like they died instantly, frozen in their tracks. What was that? Okay, James. Out. Out of the whole town, 2 people survived. An elderly man and a baby.
Okay.
It's like Benjamin Button.
What?
Also,
Is that what happens in Benjamin Button? What are you talking about?
no, but it's a Benjamin Button.
Just an old man and a baby, and you're like, whoa.
Yeah, it's basically Benjamin Button.
Right.
Also, I feel like there were like a bunch of birds like picking at all the bodies, so it was gross.
Sure.
It was a gross description.
We get the classic
of a
Michael
gruesome
Crichton
scene.
spooky, yucky.
Yeah, and I feel like I remember the soldiers freaking out, but that was not in the chapter summary I looked at. So who's to say? Because I didn't get this book from the library. Yeah. So this event triggers a top secret government response team called Project Wildfire. This group is made up of Dr. Jeremy Stone, he's the leader, Dr. Mark Hall, the surgeon, Dr. Charles Burton, the pathologist, and Dr. Peter Levitt, the microbiologist. #BoysTrip.
There's a lot of
These
men.
fellas. Yeah, this was written in 1969? Yeah. These fellas are rushed to an underground lab in Nevada that was built to handle dangerous biological threats. There's like a whole description of all the levels of sterilization. So like they like walk through a room and it blows stuff on them, and they get like showered, and then they get scrubbed, and then they get in their suits, and then
Right.
So it increases as you go deeper into the lab. Once they're all settled in, they begin examining the satellite, and they discover a completely unknown space organism, which they name Andromeda. They continue studying and running tests on Andromeda, but it's very difficult because it doesn't behave like anything on Earth. They've never seen anything like it. It grows in strange crystalline forms. It mutates quickly, and it reacts unpredictably to different environments. Basically, it's giving Spider-Man 3.
Right.
On top of all that, the experiments performed are giving them inconsistent results. Hashtag, I'm going to put some dirt in your eye.
Okay.
Because when I was writing this, we had just watched Spider-Man 3.
You're in a Spider-Man 3 movie.
So I was just, very into it. So...
Wait, why does he say that in that movie? Why does he say,
I'm going to put some dirt in your eye?
Why?
That's when he's in his evil Venom
evil boy
stage.
phase. But wait, why is he going to put some dirt in someone's eye? That just, he's just mad?
Whose eye it is. He's just mad.
That's just a weird threat.
It is weird. We were watching it and I was like, I do not remember this being so funny and cringy.
It's so funny. Oh my god, when we watched that movie, I just thought that was so funny. I put some dirt in my eye.
He said, "Oh, little Goblin Jr., gonna cry." Like, what? Crazy. That movie is crazy.
That's the one with the sand guy.
You'll get your rent when you fix this damn door. Classic.
Honestly, that's me at my landlord right now.
No, literally, you got the bees in your door. Yeah, no.
I paid
so
that, but
crazy.
That's funny.
Yeah, so... Yeah, Andromeda was getting pretty sick of the test, so it said, "You want forgiveness? Get religion." Just kidding. That's not.
What is that? What is that?
He says like it to the camera guy.
Who says it to the camera guy?
Peter Parker, because the camera guy fakes his Spider-Man photo.
This is all Spider-Man.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. You want forgiveness? Get religion, and then
right. That sounds like a billboard that you would see like driving down the highway or something.
It does, but nope, that is Spider-Man 3.
The wise words of Peter Parker.
Wise words of Peter Parker, yep. So yeah, while that's going on, the 2 survivors of the attack are also studied because the scientists are hoping to understand why they lived and everyone else died. This is where they discover a clue. Cue Nicolas Cage. They discover a clue.
A clue.
A clue. That was pretty good. Yeah, the survivors' blood chemistry differs significantly from all of their other victims. Yeah, aka they're built different. Their blood chemistry is just different. So
good for them.
That's what they discover. At the same time, the situation becomes more dangerous when they realize that Andromeda could potentially spread beyond the lab. And it does briefly escape containment, which is scary, because it just shows how fast it could spread and become a potential threat. How
does it briefly escape? Isn't it a bacteria or something?
I don't know. They put it back. I don't remember. I read this so long ago.
How do you put a bacteria back?
I don't know. This is the first Michael Crichton book I ever read. So that was I probably read
one of his first books too. So maybe he was like, I don't know.
He said, "Oh, whatever, just gets out and then it goes back in."
Don't ask me questions.
So that was really scary because they were like, "Oh, if this actually got out, this would kill everybody. That's really bad." So they begin to discuss some more extreme containment measures. I don't know what to say that.
You type out.
Ruh-roh-raggy, the scientists say. Because if I was in a silly, goofy move. And you were. Because if containment fails, the facility has a built-in nuclear self-destruct system.
Whoa, that seems a little bit spooky.
Yeah. So this is a huge problem because during their test, they actually discovered that radiation might actually make Andromeda grow and mutate faster. Well, so the very thing meant to stop it could actually release it and then kill everybody and make it worse. At this point, there is like 30 pages left, and it's just problem after problem after problem. So you're just like, oh my God, how are they going to fix this? Like, this is bad. Then Dr. Hall, which one is he? He is the surgeon. He is tasked.
Why? Okay, hold on. Why is there a surgeon here? He's not doing any surgeon things.
He must be the one studying the people. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't remember.
Whatever.
He is tasked with manually shutting down the nuclear device when things start going really wrong. He's chosen because he's the quote-unquote odd man, a.k.a. he's got no wife or chillins, which is unfair, but okay.
He's like, you're single and you don't have any children? You need to get out of here, bro. Go die.
Yeah,
we don't even care about you.
You're enjoying the single lifestyle? You should die.
Bachelor?
But, sure.
Get out of here.
Yeah, you're a bachelor. Get out. You need to die. Yeah, so it's like a little unfair, but like everyone else has wife and kids, so it's like whatever. So he has to make his way through the lab under a lot of pressure, the survival of humanity, and very dangerous conditions.
Pretty stressful.
Pretty stressful. There's also a system failure, of course, that just complicates things a little. So he is our Tom Cruise of the book.
Gotta have one.
He's Tom
There's always
Cruise
gotta be one.
There's always got to be a Tom Cruise. The rest of the team continues studying the survivors, and this is where they discovered how they were built different. Because Andromeda is affected by blood pH levels. The two survivors lived because their blood chemistry fell outside of the range that Andromeda can harm. I don't really know what that means, but like that's super chill.
Like, are they really yeasty people or something? Like,
yeasty?
Like,
they have very acidic blood. I don't know.
I don't understand that. Okay.
No idea what that means. But
why
like,
does the baby have acidic blood? It's a baby.
I don't know.
If it was like all the old people were fine, or like all the babies were fine, then that would make sense. But like these two people at the opposite ends of the age.
Yeah, and they're not like related or anything. They don't have a blood condition, like a genetic blood. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess I don't know anything about blood pH, so I could
I don't know
saying a bunch of
either.
stupid stuff. But that sounds ridiculous.
Yeah, no, because I was talking to my boyfriend because he's in medicine about blood the other day. Oh, because we started watching The Pit. Oh my god,
absolutely
so
not.
good.
Nope.
Oh my god, it's so good.
I can't. I would think I have every single thing that someone comes in for, so that wouldn't work for me.
Okay, well, someone came over because their foot was run over by a train. You think you have that?
Oh, how does that happen? That's spooky.
She got pushed onto the tracks.
Oh my god.
Yeah, pretty upset.
Owie.
Yeah, no, great show. And so I was just asking him just about blood, like being a blood, because he asked me what my blood type was, and I said, no, I don't know.
He's like, oh, by the way, what's your blood type?
I don't know.
You don't need a blood type? I'm sure you know it's not on your driver's license? You didn't put it on your driver's license?
No, because when I got my driver's license, I said, hey, Mom, what's my blood type? She said, I don't know.
She knows your blood type.
No, she doesn't. Yeah, I think it's on my like birth certificate, but I don't know that. Yeah, so I was like, A something. I don't know. Wait, what's yours?
I think it's A positive.
Okay, then mine's probably A positive.
Yours was also probably A positive.
Yes. So his is like O positive. He was like, oh, okay. And I was like, I think it's A something.
He's like, I can give you some blood.
Yeah, he was like, I could donate to you. And I said, oh, but I can't donate to you. And he was like, no, that would kill me. And I didn't realize that if you get blood from the wrong type, like it can kill you.
Yeah, dude.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It would make more sense if it was like certain blood types.
Yeah, but then it's like only two people in the whole town of like whatever Arizona only have
Piedmont.
Like how Piedmont? It sounds like it's got some people living in it. I'm confused. How do you know? We don't know.
Yeah, so I feel like if I was writing the book, I would have been like, oh, everyone with a positive blood type.
Or yeah.
O positive blood type is not affected. I don't know. That's just what I would have done. So I don't know. Blood pH is a thing, I guess, because different blood types can kill you. Interesting.
I don't know if it's the same thing, but
I think it's probably the same thing.
Okay, right.
I should have asked him about this. I wasn't thinking.
Yeah, you should have. Call him right now.
Hey! Yeah, so they discover that, and this helps them kind of understand how the organism works and how it could possibly be controlled, which also I don't understand. You're going to put it in like a container of blood? I don't know.
Ew.
I don't know.
Ew.
So, yeah. So they figure that out. And Dr. Hall, Tom Cruise somehow manages to navigate through all of the hazards, and he's able to stop the nuclear explosion just in time. And this, I shit you not, this is how the book ends.
Beautiful.
Prepare yourself. Andromeda mutates, because remember I said it mutates quickly. It mutates into a harmless form that no longer thirsts for the flesh of humans and instead feeds on plastic and rubber materials.
How nice.
Don't piss me off.
Wait, so it's actually good for the environment.
No, literally, actually you should release it because it's gonna,
it's gonna eat all of our trash.
It literally went from the Venom in Spider-Man 3 to like a fucking Roomba. Wow. Don't piss me off.
I don't think you should feed your Roomba plastic and
whatever, to a recycling bin. I don't know. So this harmless form does end up escaping the lab because it just eats through the ceiling because it's plastic and rubber, I don't know.
Okay.
And it drifts off into the atmosphere.
Sounds like something you would make a ceiling out of for sure. This is my
plastic
rubber ceiling.
It escapes. I don't remember how. So the immediate crisis is over. But the book ends with the idea that it could obviously mutate into something else and then become a problem again. So that's a comforting thought. Yeah. And then in the epilogue, we get the ominous ending of the potential future danger and the classic Crichton discussion on the ethics of space exploration and biological contamination. So yeah, so all that great build-up, you're literally so stressed out the entire book, and for it just to mutate into something not harmless.
I wonder why he didn't want it to just explode and kill everybody, because that would have been much more interesting if it was like, nuclear explosion, okay. Yeah. That's what's happening now. Like, that would be, and it was also like 1969, I think Vietnam was still happening, right?
I don't
think so. So I guess it wasn't quite Cold War. It wasn't quite, let's see here. Vietnam War years.
But we had...
Yeah, 1975. So, it wasn't quite Cold War. I feel like if it was the Cold War times, then he would have made the nuclear explosion at the end.
Really?
Because that was just, I think so. Because that was what everyone was scared of. So he probably would have been like, I'm going to do the thing that everyone's scared of.
I think it just would have been a good ending. Yeah, so nuclear explosion, and then it escapes, and then kills everybody. I think that'd be a good ending.
Well, let's try also that. Like, they thought it was harmless, so they let it go, and then they're like, oh, whoops. It's not a trash can after all.
Yeah.
That's very strange.
That's Andromeda Strain.
How many stars would you give it? Would you rate it?
Oh, it's hard because it is so good until the end. So, I guess I would give it like 5 then, because the writing's really good, it's really interesting, and the ending just sucks. So it literally would be probably like 9 if the ending was different.
Sure.
But, yeah.
So 5.
Just immediately 5 points off.
5 flesh eating.
5. Oh yeah, I would give it 5 dirt in your eyes.
That's what I was gonna say first.
Yeah. 5 little baby goblin juniors. That's what I would give it.
Wow, that's pretty low.
Yeah. And I was talking to my coworker about because the Artemis or whatever that went into space.
What
was that? Yes, 2 days ago.
2 days ago.
Yeah, we were talking about it, and she was like, why are they going up there? They have no business up there.
Get back down here.
And I was like, so we were kind of talking about the ethics of space exploration. And I was like, oh yeah, because like,
why are they? There's
a lot of like bacteria up there that they could bring back. So yeah, I started talking about this book to her, and she was like, yeah, see, they're gonna bring back a virus. And I was like, I know. So.
That wouldn't probably be the worst thing that could happen.
What is the worst thing? They bring back an alien?
No, I just mean in general in the world. It's probably not the worst thing that could happen.
Oh. I was like, what's worse? And it was like a flesh-eating virus from outer space.
Yeah, I guess that would be pretty bad.
Yeah. So yeah. Hey, you guys on Artemis, I know you're listening to the pod.
Our astronaut listeners, right.
All astronaut listeners, keep that shit up there. Don't bring it down.
Wait, why are they going up there like to do something?
They're getting images of the Earth and the Moon.
But don't we have that already?
Well, that's not if you would let me finish, they're releasing 4 satellites.
Oh, okay.
All with different purposes. Like one's researching the effect of like the atmosphere on like the moon. I don't know.
Oh.
They're on like the human tissues. So it's like has like fake skin on it. It's really weird. And so they're seeing how it affects that. And there's another one that's doing stuff. I don't remember what they're all doing, but I did read them all, and they all have different purposes. Very interesting.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, no, it's really interesting. And I was telling Lauren, I was reading them to Lauren. I was like, okay, this one's doing that, this one's doing that. And she was like, they want to put us up there. I was like, yeah, they do.
They are trying to see what we will be doing up there.
Yep.
That's maybe true, Lauren.
Yep.
Oh, that's funny.
So she does not think that is a good
You'll never put me up there. I would just rather
because she also just saw Mickey 17 or whatever.
She just saw Mickey 17?
Yeah. Oh. And she's like, before you know it, they're going to be going to prisons and lowering sentences to shoot people into space.
Oh my God, she's like a little conspiracy theorist.
I mean, I was like, yeah, that's like Mickey 17. So, to do their little space missions. So, yeah.
Have you seen Mickey 17?
I have not, but she described the entire thing in depth to me, so I know what happens, and it sounds kind of crazy.
It's a really stressful movie. It's supposed to be kind of funny. We thought it was, I think when I first saw it in theaters, I thought it was kind of funny, and then we rewatched it a couple months ago, and I was like, oh, I don't really find this as funny as the first time I saw it.
Dang. Well, do you want to tell us about Sphere?
Oh, yeah. It's actually, I forgot that Andromeda Strain was about aliens, and so it's actually pretty appropriate that we're talking
really
about these two.
Aliens.
Well, okay, it's about an alien form.
It is interesting that we're doing space and then the sea.
Because I was originally going to talk about Airframe, and then I decided that wouldn't be
That's what I thought you were going to talk about. Yeah, and then I was like, because I was reading your synopsis, and I was like, there's not about planes.
You're like, hold on a second.
I was like, the ocean.
Because I was originally going to do that.
Space and the ocean, very fitting.
Well, and Sphere is an alien book as well. So,
the ocean.
Yeah, it's pretty appropriate.
Wow.
Or like it's sort of alien.
Alien or fish?
Like, you'll find out.
Is it an alien if it's... Okay, well, yeah, I guess I will.
You will. Okay. So, Sphere was published in 1987. And, it's just a little book. We start out with our main character, Norman, who's a psychologist who basically his job is to go to, like, crash sites and, like, help traumatized victims and, like, start therapy at a crash site. So,
if I was in an airplane crash and then a therapist came up to me and was like, "How does that make you feel?" I would literally punch them in the face.
I don't think
maybe can we wait a few days?
I don't know that I'm not sure. I don't know exactly if he like starts. I think that there are people that's their job. I'm not sure if they start therapizing people at the crash site or if they're there to kind of see it and then help people afterwards. I don't quite know. But
they're like, yeah, so when you were climbing out of the wreckage, I noticed that you were like
crying.
You seemed really tense. Like, can you
don't
go
think
into that a little? You're like, shut up!
Oh my God. He's a psychologist. And also remember, it's the 80s, and psychologists, people were calling them shrinks, and they really were like, these fucking weirdos are trying to analyze my thoughts. Yeah, like that's not a real doctor, so everyone's kind of like, okay, Norman. Okay, Norman.
And his name is Norman.
And so he gets a call from the Navy, and they're like, Norman, we need your help. And he's like, okay. So he thinks they're going to like a plane crash.
I just can't get over his name is Norman. What? It's a funny name. I guess so. Norman the psychologist.
Okay. So he's like,
reporting for duty, guys.
Oh my God. And we get a little bit of his background. Like, he's married, he has kids. He's like, oh, I guess the wife is gonna, I haven't been home or whatever. I don't know. Some 80s man thoughts.
Right.
And so the Navy calls him and he's like, okay, like, let me come down there. And they pick him up in a little helicopter and he's talking to the pilot. And he's like, so do you know what's happening? And the pilot's like, I really couldn't say. And he's like, okay. Thank you. So he arrives at the site and is surprised that there's actually a team of people that he helped assemble years ago called the Underwater Life Forms Team. He like helped, I don't know, congregate this team basically in case anything were to come up for the Navy. It has to be underwater life forms. I just don't get
why he's a psychologist. Like, why is he assembling an underwater life forms team?
They needed the help of a psychologist.
I don't know, like a marine biologist, like that would.
Well, I think that they wanted a psychologist perspective on like who would be best. I don't know, bro. This is the beginning of the book.
Weird.
I'm not sure.
Well, I hate it.
And he like wrote a report.
My book wins.
I think about underwater life forms team or whatever. So, or a report. Did I say report? Yes, I did.
Yes.
So then he learns that they are going in a submarine to the ocean floor to observe an unknown life form. So the team consists of Norman, who's the psychologist, Ted, who's an astrophysicist, Harry, who's a mathematician, Arthur, who's a biologist, and Beth, who is a biochemist, and there's some Navy crew and like a leader, and they're going to be joining them in the submarine. So they all get in the submarine and they descend down to the ocean floor, and they like start to, get settled into their quarters or whatever. And they start to get stressed because they're like, oh, we got to go into this unknown.
Well, they got to talk to Norman about it. Let's unpack that.
Okay. Because there's basically what's at the bottom is like a little ship at the bottom of the ocean.
Oh.
And they are going to go inside it. So they start to
Spaceship.
feel like, what's going on? I'm scared to go to this weird thing.
Fair enough.
So Ted is like hyped. He's like, this is going to be amazing. Norman is feeling stressed, even though he's a psychologist. Psychologists aren't allowed to be stressed. And
You can't have feelings.
Harry is being negative and cynical. He's like, this is going to be nothing. Whatever. We should just go back up or something. So they talk.
That's crazy because it's a spaceship at the bottom of the ocean.
He's like, we should just
I wouldn't
get
call
out
that
of here. So they talk about what they might find on the spaceship, and if it's an alien thing, like they're just like, we don't know what's going on here. We get some pages of classic Crichton science talk. So then they get a call from the surface before they, leave their little submarine. They get a call letting them know that there's a storm coming, and they can either come back up today or stay under the water for a couple extra days until the storm is past, because it's supposed to be like a huge storm and they can't, you can't resurface if there's a storm, I guess. I said, like I knew that. Yeah, sure. So they like have a debate about whether they should stay and learn new science things or whether they should just go back up, and they decide to stay. Which is their first mistake. I would never make a decision like that.
Yeah, I would be like, all right, let's go.
No, I'm not staying down here.
Okay,
but to be fair, I think they have to all agree on something, and it was like, popular vote or something. I don't know. So they leave the submarine and they head into the little spacecraft. They find that it is indeed a spacecraft, and it's got, it's got like little spacesuits everywhere. There's like food. They're like, oh, okay, well, this looks pretty normal. But then they see there's like some dates written down somewhere, and they find out that it was in fact made on Earth. It's like from the materials were like from America or something, but
made in Taiwan.
But it's from the future. So
that's cool.
It's from like 2050 or something. I can't remember the year.
Oh my God, that's so soon.
I know, it's soon to us, but to them it was like a long way away. So it's from the future.
That's crazy.
And they're walking around, like just, exploring the little spaceship. And then they walk into this room, and in the middle of this room there's like, a sphere, a ball that is big, and it's like it's covered in like mirrors, or it like looks like the surface. Like it's not even like it's covered in mirrors and it's like fractured mirrors. It's like one big mirror, but it's a sphere. And so they're staring at it, and Harry is like, I think I need to go inside of that. Okay. And they're like, And so
sure, buddy, whatever you
then
want.
he disappears. He like touches it and it opens or whatever. He like was absorbed into the sphere. And they're like, okay. So I can't quite remember, but I think Norman like sees this happen, or maybe he like leaves Harry in there and then Harry doesn't come back or something, but Norman doesn't feel the need to really tell anyone about this. And so they're back in the sub and they're like, oh, where's Harry? And Norman's like, oh, I don't know. And so
He's got swallowed.
So they go back into the spacecraft and they find Harry standing next to the sphere looking really confused. And Norman's like, oh, he's probably in shock because I'm a psychologist. So like he's in shock probably.
I'm a psychologist.
So he's like, whatever he saw in there must have been weird. I don't know. And so they bring Harry back to the sub and Harry goes to sleep. And he's like kind of out of it. He's like, I'm just so tired or something. Like his head really hurts, I guess. So then they start to notice some little bioluminescent fish outside, some little like shrimpies that they don't recognize before. So the biochemist, so Beth, like takes a couple and she like dissects them in a lab, and she's like, they don't have any insides. And it's weird. But then they cook some for dinner because there's like a crew.
They're like, we discovered a new species.
Let's eat them. They're like, wow, this is pretty yummy.
What if it was poisonous?
I don't know. Beth did some experiments on them.
All right.
So then Beth is like, this is weird. And then a crew member goes outside to check things out, I guess. I don't know. And while she's out there, she is swarmed by a bunch of weird bioluminescent jellyfish and is killed. She's like, just like poisoned or stung to death by a ton of jellyfish. And then Beth is like, you know what's weird is ever since Harry came back from that sphere, all these weird fish have been appearing.
A little suspicious.
A little bit weird. Which is kind of funny because they haven't been underwater for that long, and he was in there and came out, and they still hadn't been there for that long, so it's not like they were there for days, and then Harry went into the sphere and came back, and then this started happening. It was like they were down there for a couple hours, and she was like, kind of weird, and it's like, well, sure.
The fish could have just been at
But
work.
you could have just not, they were just out to lunch, and they came back, and they're like, oh, there's someone, like, living on my ocean floor.
And then you ate them. That's really weird.
So Beth is like, I don't know. And then they begin to receive messages from the spaceship on one of their computers. And they have to, like, decode the messages because it's typing, like, in a language they don't understand. So they, like, decode it and they, translate it to English. And they think that the entity that they're communicating with, his name is Jerry. So they're like, oh, Jerry. They think that the spaceship alien's name is Jerry.
Right.
So then, though, they're like typing and they're like having a little text conversation with Jerry, and then they're like, wait, because Jerry starts to say some weird shit, like it's making them think that he's reading their minds. They're like, wait, can he see inside my head? Because they'll be like, oh, I'm kind of scared, and he'll be like, are you scared, Nathan? Norman? God, what's his name?
Get the hell out of my head. Or does it say, stay the hell out of my head? I can't remember.
What's that from?
Twilight. Oh, yeah. Or say, you get out of my head. I can't remember.
I can't remember either. So Jerry's like, ooh, I can see in your heads. And then they suddenly see this like huge like squid animal shadowy thing outside of the sub.
Oh,
and it starts to push them around. And they're like, and it's like causing it's like toppling the sub over, and so they get hurt. A couple of them get hurt because they keep crashing into things.
They're so
clumsy. And so for some reason, while this is happening, some of the crew decide to go outside and become really hurt because, I don't know, they wanted to see the squid or something. The people in this book are very smart. So that's happening, and they get hurt. So then Norman, in all this chaos, gets knocked out because he bangs his head on a pipe or something. And so when he wakes up, he sees that Ted is really injured. And now people are kind of like, what's going on? We haven't heard from Jerry. He stopped texting me. Do you think he's mad at me? I don't know, whatever. So they haven't heard from Jerry. And so they're trying to figure out what their next move should be. And Beth is like, I think Harry's being very strange and weird. And he's being weird about our new friend Jerry. And I just don't know what to make of it.
Beth's such a hater for Harry.
I know. So then Norman is like, maybe Harry is manifesting Jerry. Because he is like, Harry, for some reason, I don't know, maybe it's because he assembled this team and had to, like, I don't know, interrogate all these people. I'm not really sure. But Norman is like, Harry, one of his childhood fears is, like, giant squid. So he could have manifested this giant squid. And
That's
so they're
crazy.
kind of like, oh, what's going on? And then in this scene, we get a little bit of, like, are Norman and Beth attracted to each other? Are they gonna kiss? I don't know. Like, we don't know. And then Harry walks in on them. And he's like, what are you guys doing? I don't know what's happening. And then they sedate him. They, like, shove a little injection into his neck, like in a movie. And he blacks out again. So, they're trying to figure out whether Jerry is connected to his mind or not. So they want him to fall asleep so they can see. But then Jerry comes back while Harry's asleep and says that he is going to kill them. He's texting them furiously in all caps, I will kill you.
Jerry, no.
And so at this point, I think that it's about here where everyone else, except for our main three characters, are dead, basically. I'm pretty sure that this is around the time that suddenly everyone is dead. They've all died from their injuries, or they've gone outside and gotten killed by, animals outside.
Dang.
So that happens. But then Jerry's like, so I'm going to kill you guys. if you don't leave. And Beth is like, you know what? I think, Norman, I think that you're controlling Jerry and the creatures. And Norman's like, what are you talking about? And she's kind of like losing it a little bit. And Beth thinks that Norman went into the sphere and is causing all this mayhem. And then Norman starts to question. I think this is why Michael Crichton made him a psychologist, because we're getting a lot of psychoanalyzing. Not good psychoanalyzing, but he's like thinking about people's behavior.
He said, he's like, well, she's a woman. She's crazy.
And we need a psychologist. Yes. So, he's like, I think that's just why he's thinking about people's behavior. And I think he was like, I need to have a psychologist do that, I guess. So Norman is like, sure. Did I go into the sphere? Like, am I misremembering something? So then he looks at some video footage, which I guess they have of the inside of the spaceship. I think maybe they put cameras inside the spaceship or something. I don't know. And you see all the security footage that Beth actually has been in the sphere. And so he's like, so Beth is crazy, blah, blah, blah. But Beth still thinks that Norman is controlling Jerry. So she wires up the submarine with explosives just in case Norman goes crazy, I guess. And then she tries to kill him by shoving him in a room and messing with like the oxygen levels of the room and suffocating him. And so he almost dies. And then like he doesn't at the very last second because he's also Tom Cruise. So he escapes.
And he has a 10-minute breath hold.
He escapes and then he runs over to the spaceship to go into the sphere because he's like, well, I'm the only one that hasn't been in there, so I have to go in there now too.
Dude, it's clearly not good.
So then when he's in the sphere, he is like speaking to an entity that's like in his brain or something. And the little guy in his brain is talking about how human imagination is like the best tool in the whole world. And you can do anything with human imagination.
Oh, thanks.
It's basically what the thing is saying is like, you can create anything with your imagination. Like literally anything. Like you could physically create something with just your imagination. And so he's like, I understand your meeting entity. And so now that he's protected with his imagination, he's now safe to walk back over to the submarine without being attacked by any animals because he also has the power of imagination now.
Oh, that's nice. So he just starts coloring with his crayons.
he misunderstood what the entity meant. That he could just create octopus.
He's like, where's my sketchbook?
I need it now.
Where's my coloring book? I need my paint by numbers. That's what I would do.
So then he crosses back over the submarine and he finds a way for the three of them to escape. I think during this whole time, they were also debating on how they were going to escape because there was like an escape hatch, but only a certain amount of them could fit in there. And now there's only 3 of them. And I think it's only supposed to hold 2 people, but they like fit all 3 of them in there or something. So they all escape in this little escape hatch. And then when they reach the surface, they are put in this decompression chamber. And they're trying to figure out what to tell the Navy because they're like, we can't tell them that the power of our imaginations created a giant squid and killed all of our coworkers. So they're gonna think we've lost our minds. So they are all...
I would just say, hey, a giant squid killed our coworkers.
Well, yeah.
Workers.
So they all agree to erase their own memories with their imagination so they can act normal and not cause chaos because, as I inferred, their imaginations is what... They are manifesting things with their imagination. So, like, if you're scared of a bunch of raccoons coming at you and you're thinking about it and then you turn around, there could be a bunch of raccoons coming at you. So... Yeah, that would be like a really inconvenient power to have, unless you want to become a supervillain. And they're just like scientists. So they all agree that they're going to erase their own memories, their imaginations, so they can act normal and not like create chaos. But it is insinuated sort of by Michael Crichton and believed by readers that Beth has kept her powers and didn't wipe her memories. Because they basically have to believe each other that...
Right.
They're like, I promise that I didn't keep my powers.
Well, couldn't I, if I was Norman, couldn't I say, imagination, wipe Beth's memory? Couldn't I do that?
I don't know if you can do that to other people. I don't know how it works. I really couldn't tell you.
I thought I could do anything with my imagination.
It's really not explored any further than this.
Fine.
But she like does a little mischievous smile and people think that she actually didn't wipe her memories. And that's the end of the book. So,
wow, what a ride.
Yeah, and so I did actually watch this movie, and It was fine. It had Dustin Hoffman. He was playing Norman. Sharon Stone, who was playing, Beth, the only woman main character. And then Samuel L. Jackson was Harry. And it just wasn't a very good movie. Liev Schreiber was also in there, which boo. Liev Schreiber is a Zionist. Boo.
Oh. Well.
He's one of those actors that signed an open letter being like, how could you guys be mean to Israel? I didn't mean
Daddy Israel.
Daddy Israel. So, boo Liev Schreiber. Liev Schreiber is like the lead of the team, which I didn't really mention him because he honestly didn't matter. And then Queen Latifah is in it, and she is the one that goes outside she's the one that goes outside and is eaten by the animals. And quite frankly, I think that the only reason they cast Queen Latifah is so they could kill her, because she's like the first one to die, and it feels very pointed. And I'm like, okay, why? So we have two black characters, and one of them we're suspicious of the entire time, and then the other one dies as soon as she exits the cabin. Great.
Dang.
So it's also in the book, Michael Crichton really, really makes a point for you to understand that Harry is in fact black the whole time. He's like, he's black. He's black. And it's like, okay, all right. No, he's like very, it's very odd. And it's sort of, and then it's like, okay, so you're mentioning this a lot, and then we're suspicious of him and nobody believes him and we drug him. And it's like, okay, so what? Why is this happening? This feels a little bit racist and pointed.
Yeah.
And then I think there are also some moments where Norman is like, well, Beth is a woman and she's doing this, and that's because ladies do this. And it's like, okay. Alrighty then. So just some Michael Crichton isms for your reading.
Well, Amelia, on a scale of 1 to 10 Ocean Gate Titan submersibles,
oh my God.
What would you rate this book?
I would probably give it 6.5 Titan submersibles.
Okay.
Probably. Because it wasn't bad. Well, I guess that makes it sound bad. But you know what? I gave like Jurassic Park like an 8. So I think this is appropriate. Because it was interesting.
Yeah.
It was definitely interesting. It had me hooked, I wasn't a fan of some of the writing, obviously, that he was doing.
Right.
But it was interesting. It was kind of silly. And Norman, honestly, was kind of a pain in the ass. It was kind of like, he was so annoying. And I was like, I would like to be in anyone else's head aside from yours, because you're annoying.
That's funny.
So he's like a big child. And he was like, well, Harry and Beth are doing this because she's a woman and he's black. And this is what's happening. And you're like,
that's my psychoanalysis.
All right. So, not a huge fan of that. The plot itself was interesting. Aliens underwater. And to be honest, I am a huge fan of underwater anything. So, this was like, I watched a documentary the other day about this cave diving thing that went wrong.
Oh, hell no.
Because it was about... because I am really fascinated with the ocean. I'm terrified of the ocean, but I'm also very fascinated by it. So on Tuesday, I watched this ocean documentary that I've already seen. That's like one of those, David Attenborough documentaries about the ocean.
David Attenborough.
Because it's the one where you go to like the very bottom of the ocean floor, and there's like that salty pool, and there are those little worms that like can go in and out of the pool. But if they're in the little salty pool too long, then they get stuck because it's like, it paralyzes them. Have you seen that one?
What? That's insane.
It's a real thing. It's all the way at the bottom of the...
Well, I didn't doubt that it was real. But jeez, that's crazy.
It's like a briny, like a little brine for the worms, and their food is like in there or something, but they can only be in there for like less than 10 seconds, because if they're in there for longer, then it paralyzes them because it's so salty. And I just think that's really interesting.
That's funny.
But
I'm looking up salty brine pools.
Yeah.
Underwater lakes on the ocean floor.
Yeah.
Oh, sometimes 3 to 8 times saltier than the ocean.
Yeah.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Interesting. Ooh, it's freaky.
It is, because it's at the bottom of the ocean.
This one Discovery on discovery.com, this one article about it calls it the jacuzzi of despair. Yeah.
Let's go on down to the jacuzzi of despair.
That's crazy.
But
okay,
yeah, so I watched that, or I rewatched it because I had seen it before, and I was like, I really want to watch that again. So I watched that episode, and then on Thursday I watched. I had a little spooky time of my life on Thursday because then when me and Thomas got home, we were talking about that Backrooms movie. That I really want to see. And so we were talking about like liminal spaces and like abandoned buildings. And I had already, during the day on Thursday when I was at work, I was on my phone instead watching videos of people going into like abandoned buildings that were like filled with water. Have you seen those videos?
like a YouTube channel?
No, it was on Instagram. I just started getting them because I was watching them and I was like,
come with me to explore this underwater abandoned building. Like that?
Sure. And then there are some where like scuba divers will dive in like shipwrecks. Have you seen those?
Yeah, I've seen
and like cruise ships where there are like some rooms where they're not fully submerged. Oh, it's really creepy. It's really freaking me out thinking about it again. They're really creepy. And so I was
I'm really scared.
I was watching those, and then I kept getting trailers for the Backrooms movie, which is all there. It's also unsettling. And then we came home, and we were talking about the Backrooms movie, and then Thomas ordered me dinner, and then I watched this documentary about cave diving experiment gone wrong.
What is wrong with you? That's so scary.
It was really interesting. So I've been in a really oceany mood, just underwater mood this week. So that's what I spent my week doing. Probably wouldn't recommend.
Well.
But so this book I thought was interesting because it took place underwater. Also.
Okay.
I just think that sounds interesting.
Yeah, it sounds interesting. I thought that was a crazy turn it took.
The book.
But yeah, that sounds.
The alien.
Yeah, it sounds
I know. Well, it was interesting. It was unsettling, you know, but it was. I mean, it was good.
An alien that encourages creativity.
Yeah, we love it, honestly. Oh my god. Okay. So Cassie, would you read Sphere after I've spoiled the whole book for you? Would you read after hearing what it was about?
If I did, I wish I had read it, but now I'm not because I know how it ends.
Whoa, my bad. I think I would still read Andromeda Strain because it sounds interesting.
Okay.
Just for the vibes, because I already know it ends terribly. So.
Yeah, that's also, okay, that's, so you can, because I didn't, I guess
I mean, you did spoil it, but I mean, whatever. I would still maybe read it. It's not a very long book.
Okay.
Yeah.
No.
So I think it'd be fine. Well, thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of A Book for My Sister. Let us know what books y'all have been reading recently in the comments. Let us know if y'all have read either of these books. We're going to give Michael Crichton a break for the foreseeable future, so
yeah,
I think we've talked about almost every single book of his that we've read combined. So we'll be back soon with another episode. It won't be Michael Crichton focused, so just keep on yapping and reading. Until then, okay, we will see you guys then. Bye.